Oh, a little dark in here. There we go. Okay, so come into a seated position. Just scoot your butt way back in your chair. Take a second to just settle in, snuggle your shoulders in, let your thighs, your butt, your legs, just let everything get nice and heavy in your seat. Give everything a second to just kind of work all the little wiggles out. And then once you feel like you found a little bit of a softness in your physical body and perhaps a gentleness in your breath, just for a moment, notice the floor beneath your feet. Notice the solidness of your chair underneath your seat. Notice the solidness of the chair behind your back. And then notice that sense of freedom of the air in front of you, tops of your legs, the front of your body, the top of your head. And then maybe offer up just a little bit of gratitude for the safe space that you have to work in. And then before we move or engage the body, take a moment to set an intention to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice, never doing anything that would cause your body pain, and treating yourself with love, care, and respect. With that intention set, stay leaning back in your chair. Let everything still be heavy and comfortable, but we're going to bring our focus and awareness down to our toes and our feet. So if you want to open your eyes, that's totally fine. But if you prefer to keep your eyes closed, so you can just tune into the sensation, do whatever feels the best to you. We're just going to inhale and let your toes lift away from the floor, and then maybe spread the toes just a little bit. And then exhale, soften your toes back down. Inhale and lift your toes, let your toes spread a little bit. Exhale and soften your toes down. And do that one more time. Inhale and let your toes lift, maybe spread. Exhale and soften your toes down. And now we're going to take the toes and the balls of the feet. So inhale, lift the toes of the balls of the feet, maybe let the toes spread. Exhale, let the toes melt down. Inhale, lift the toes, the balls of the feet, maybe spread your toes. Exhale and soften your feet down. Inhale, lift the toes and the balls of the feet, maybe spread your toes. Exhale and soften it down. Awesome. And then you might want to walk your heels in just a little bit closer so that the toes and the balls of the feet are solid on the ground. And then as you inhale, you're just going to lift your heels away from the floor. And then exhale, float the heels back down. Inhale and lift your heels up. Exhale, float them back down. Inhale, lift your heels up. Exhale, float your heels down. Nice. And now we're going to hinge from our knee joint. So you're just going to inhale, lift your left foot up, and then exhale, float it back down. Inhale, lift your right heel up, and exhale, float it back down. And then just take a few alternating kicks of the legs, moving in a nice, gentle rhythm, and just tuning into your knee joint. So if you can, close your eyes so you just notice, how are your knees feeling this morning? Is there any grinding, clicking, any little bits of tension, any, just notice, bring an awareness. And then once you feel like you know how your knees are feeling, maybe set an intention to honor your knees throughout your practice. Lovely. Take one more kick of each foot. And then set both feet down, nice and solid on the ground. And now we're going to start to lift the knees and the backs of the thighs away from the floor. So we're just going to find a little march here. Back is still resting gently and comfortably against the back of the chair. Eyes open or closed, totally up to you. We just want to move now up into the hip joint just to bring a little bit of fluid movement into all of our major joints. So take one or two more lifts of your legs up away from the chair. Beautiful. And then from here, both feet solid on the ground. Lift your back away from your seat. Sit up nice and tall. Draw your shoulders down and back. And then once you've got your way here, just take a moment, one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart, tune back into your breath. Take an inhale, fill your lungs up. Feel that nice bit of sensation of the belly filling up. Take that big inhale and let the belly fill. And then exhale, feel that sensation of the belly drawing in. Inhale, fill up the lungs, the diaphragm moves down, belly feels like it's filling up. Exhale, diaphragm moves up, the air comes out, and the belly comes in. Inhale, fill the lungs, diaphragm moves down, belly opens. Exhale, the air comes out, diaphragm moves up, and the belly comes in. Take one more breath just like that. Nice. And then let your hands just rest comfortably on your thighs. And then again, eyes closed or open, that's going to be totally up to you. But we're going to take our nose and just draw little tiny 1-inch circles in the air with the nose. So what we want to try and find is this sort of soft and fluid motion as you just turn your head in these tiny little circles. So we want to be super mindful. If there's any sharpshooting pain, if there's anything extreme going on, maybe you'll dial it back. But if everything's going okay, then once you feel like you found a little rhythm, close your eyes for a moment. See if you can soften your jaw, soften your cheekbones, and soften the space between your eyes. Take one more little circle around in this direction, and then you're going to go the other way. Start small and slow. Noticing how everything's feeling, find a gentle rhythm or a smoothness of this movement. Soften your jaw, soften your cheekbones, soften the space between your eyes. Lovely. Take one more circle around and then let your head be in a neutral position. Back is lifted away from the chair. We'll move right into the shoulders. As you inhale, let both shoulders lift up and squeeze. So bring it into a deeper contraction. So you want to feel a little bit of a crunching up of the muscles. And then exhale, let the shoulders melt down. Inhale, lift up and find that little bit of a squeeze. Exhale, let your shoulders soften down. Nice. One more just like that. Inhale, shoulders are going to lift and squeeze. Exhale, shoulders melt down. And now we're going to bring a bigger drop into the shoulders as we soften them down. So inhale, lift up and squeeze. And then as you exhale, just let them drop nice and heavy. Inhale, lift up and squeeze. Exhale, let them drop down. Nice. One more just like that. Inhale, lift and squeeze. And then exhale, let them drop down. Cool. And now we're going to take the shoulders and we're going to find this rounding forward. So you want to feel maybe a little bit of a squeeze in the armpit chest. So squeeze the shoulders in towards each other and then squeeze the shoulder blades back in towards each other, like you're pulling the collarbones away. Don't go extreme, just find a little sensation. Hug the shoulders in so there's this nice rounding or curve of the shoulders, and then pull the shoulder blades back and squeeze. Nice. One more just like that, rounding forward. And then pull the shoulder blades back and squeeze. Beautiful. And now we're going to start to roll the shoulders around, nice, big, generous circles. But think about finding almost like you're trying to really massage out between the shoulder blades as you roll those shoulders around. So make it a nice, big, generous movement as you lift the shoulders up, squeeze them together through the backside, and then roll them forward. Awesome. Take one more big, giant circle around. And then for a moment, let the shoulders soften down, close your eyes. See if you can just soften and relax the tops of your shoulder heads. Take a nice big breath. Cool, and now we're gonna take those big circles of the shoulders, but go in the opposite direction. So you're gonna pull them back, find that squeeze, lift them up, and then round them forward. So just going in that opposite direction, but make it a nice, big, generous movement. Beautiful. Take one more big circle around. And then once your shoulders soften down, close your eyes again for a moment. Let the tops of the shoulder heads soften. Soften your jaw. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Open your eyes. Left hand's going to find the chair, and then you're going to hold onto the side of the chair and lean out. So what we want to find is just a kind of little tug into the arm and the shoulder. So we're just creating a little bit of length. Once you feel like you found that tug, drop your ear away from the shoulder, or ear is going to drop towards the right shoulder. And then just hang out here for a second until you find that nice long line on the side of your neck. And then once you feel like everything is feeling good, if it feels nice, a gentle nod of the head up and down. Awesome. And then lift your head back up, float your way back up, and we're going to take it to the other side. So the other hand is going to find that side of the chair, lean yourself out so you get a little tug in the arm and the side of the neck. Drop your ear towards your shoulder. Take a moment to see how that feels. And then if it feels good, nod your head up and down. Beautiful. One more nod of the head up and down. And then lift your head up, lift yourself up. And now we're going to walk ourselves forward in our seat so that we have a nice foundation under our butt, but our feet are nice and planted on the ground. Once you found your way there, catch your knees, move right into cat-cow breath. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin, arch your back. Exhale, round your back, tuck your chin into your chest. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round, and then just keep that going for a few cycles of breath, just moving with your breath's rhythm. Take one more cycle of breath like this, and then we're going to add on. So as you inhale, you're going to lift your chin, lift your chest. And then as you exhale, you're going to pick one knee up and round in towards it. And then set that foot down. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin. Take it to the other side, pick that knee up and round towards your knee. And then just keep that going for a few cycles of breath. Move at a pace that feels good to you. Notice how your knee feels. Notice how your hip feels. Notice how your back feels. Take one more time each side, or even yourself out. And then find a nice neutral spine. And we're going to toe heel the feet out just a little bit. Lean your heart forward. Make some space for your belly. Make some space for your chest. Hands are going to reach down towards the ground. And then you're just going to let the upper back soften and round. So let's let your hands start to come heavy towards the earth. Round your back. Soften the back of your neck. Let your head hang nice and heavy. Take 3 nice deep breaths here. When you're ready, nice and easy, bring it back up, walk those feet back in. And then we're going to take a moment just to kind of find the first maneuver of our transition that we're going to play around with, which would be to just step one foot across the other, and then we'll step it back. And then take the other foot and just kind of step it across the other, and then step it back. Cool. And just take a couple times like that. So just find that sort of, you'll feel that little swivel of your butt as you start to step that foot across. And then notice if your body kind of wants to move with you, and that's what we want. We want to feel a little bit of a shift of our bum in our seat, and then that little tiny turn of the body. Awesome. Take one more time each side. And now we're going to start to find the other part of the transition, which would be to turn to one side and then bring it back to center, and then turn to the other side. Hands are going to find the chair there. So if you can, turn to one side, let your hands find the seat of your chair, and then turn the other way and let your hands find the seat of the chair. Awesome. Take one more time each side. Sweet. And then from here, just the way that my chair is positioned, when we make our transition, my butt is going to face the camera, just so you know. Okay, so we're going to take our hands, turn them to one side, step your foot across, and now you're going to pivot yourself all the way around so that you can come into a tabletop position with both hands on the chair. And then we're going to release from that. So you're going to maybe step your right hand over and across the chair, swivel back around, and set your butt down. And then let's take it to the other side. Step your foot across, reach your hands behind, pivot around, lift your bum, find that tabletop position. Cool. And then walk your left hand across, pivot around, set your butt down, and then reposition your feet. Nice. Let's do that one more time each side. Step across, swing your hands around, pivot your butt, find that tabletop position. Beautiful. Right hand reaches across, you pivot around, and you set your butt down. Beautiful. And then step the other foot across, swing your hands around, pivot your butt, find that tabletop position. Lovely. Left hand reaches across, spin yourself around, and sit your butt down. Nice. Okay, now find your mountain pose in your chair, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. One more time, just like that. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Left hand's gonna stay down, right hand's gonna reach up, take a side bend. Beautiful. Pull that thumb back, gaze up towards the ceiling, take a nice big breath. Lovely. Float that hand down, take it to the other side. Reach up alongside your ear, pull the thumb back, gaze up towards the ceiling, tune in and notice the breath in the side of your body. Nice. And then release it all back down, come back into your mountain pose. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, we forward fold. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, pull the abdominal muscles in, round your shoulders, roll on up, roll the shoulders all the way up to the ears, around, down, and back, find your mountain pose. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Right hand is going to find the left shin, left hand's going to reach up towards the sky. Beautiful. And then release that hand down. We're going to slide up the shin, bring the knee towards the chest, give a little squeeze. Awesome. And then set that foot down, find your mountain pose. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Left hand over to the right shin, right hand reaches up. Awesome. Float that hand down. We're going to slide up the shin, bring the knee to the chest. Take a little squeeze and release. Inhale, arms up. From the exhale, we're going to cactus the arms. So pull the elbows down, open the chest. Elbows are pulling back and the shoulder blades are squeezing. And then we'll release into a slightly more neutral position. So elbows in line with the shoulders and the ribs pulling in towards each other. Once you found that, take a couple of rotations side to side. See if you can keep your butt super anchored in your seat and make most of the rotation come out of the torso or from the belly button and up. Beautiful. Take one more turn each side or even yourself out. And then come back to center with that big W, pull the elbows down, open the chest, look to the sky. And then inhale, raise your arms up, nice big breath. Exhale, fold everything down to the ground. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, pull the abdominal muscles in, round and roll up to standing. And now we're going to try that little transition. So step your right foot across, turn to one side, hands to the chair, pivot yourself around, and then with your hands on the chair in that tabletop position, take 3 cat-cow breaths. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the tail. Exhale to round your back. Inhale to drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale to round. Lovely. One more just like that. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale to round. Awesome. And then we're going to step 1 foot back, 1 foot forward, find a little lunge. Heart forward, look forward, take a breath here. Nice. And then we're going to switch sides. So you can step 1 foot back, maybe find a little plank in the transition, step the other foot forward, and then find that nice big lunge. Heart forward, look forward, take a breath. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, step both feet back into a tabletop configuration. And then we're going to spin ourselves back to the chair. So maybe you step your left hand across, pivot yourself around, and let your butt find your seat again. Find your mountain pose in your chair. Nice. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, pull the abdominal muscles in, round and roll up. And now we're gonna take our little funky transition and take it to the other side. So you're gonna step your foot across, pivot your hands around, find the seat of the chair, roll around, find that tabletop position. 3 cat-cows again. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the tail. Exhale to round your back. Inhale to drop the belly. Exhale to round. One more just like that. Inhale, drop your belly. Exhale to round. Find a fairly neutral spine. Step 1 foot back, step 1 foot forward. Find that nice big lunge. Heart forward, look forward, take a breath. And then the foot that's forward, the opposite hand is going to stay on the chair. And then the foot that's forward, the same hand is going to reach up to the sky. Beautiful. Float that hand down. And now we're going to switch. So maybe think about stepping that front leg back, pausing in a plank just for a moment, then step your other foot forward and find your lunge to the other side. Opposite hand of the foot that's forward, that's going to stay on the chair. Reach your other hand up to the sky. Beautiful. Float that hand down to the chair. Maybe step it back to a plank for a little transition and then walk your feet in to that tabletop. And then we'll find our little pivot maneuver. So step your hand across, crisscross your legs, spin yourself around and sit your butt down. Beautiful. Nice. Find your mountain pose again. Anchor into your feet, anchor into your butt, lift up through the top of your head. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, fold everything down. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. We're going to pick up the left knee, bring it up and catch hold of the heel. Once you've got the heel, rock that leg a little bit like a baby. Lovely. And then take it into your figure 4 shape. So maybe you drop it across the thigh. If that's not a good position, you always have the option to bring it across the ankle. So feel free to play around with whatever external rotation works the best for your knee and for your hip. But if this is feeling good, lean yourself forward just to a depth that feels nice. Maybe find a little sensation on the outside of the hip, but make sure your knee feels comfortable. Take one more breath. On your next inhale, lift on up. We're going to pick that leg up, give it one last good little gentle rock side to side, and then gently place that foot down on the ground. Come back into your mountain pose. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. And now we're going to pick up the right knee, grab that right heel, rock that leg a little bit side to side. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, find that figure 4 position that works best for your knees and for your hips. Once you've found your way there, lean yourself forward just to a depth that feels good. Awesome. When you're ready, nice and easy, lift yourself back up, pick up that knee, pick up that heel, give that leg one last good rock side to side. Beautiful. And then set that foot down and we're going to take it back to the opposite leg. So scoot your butt forward and then slide your leg out nice and long, a little flex in the foot, a little energy in that leg. Take a nice big breath. Think about pulling the belly up and over, reach through the fingertips, and then just reach as far as feels good. You might feel a gentle tug in the back of the leg, but if there's anything sharp or electric or anything coming up to where the back of the leg meets the butt, soften your knee just a little bit. Take one more nice big breath. Beautiful. And then come up nice and slow. Slide that foot in and we'll take it to the other side. Foot reaches forward, a little bit of life or energy into that leg. Reach your hand up, think up and over, reaching towards the foot. Finding a nice sensation in the back of the leg, but hopefully no sharp or shooting stuff up near the bum. Beautiful. When you're ready, slide it all back in, step that foot down, and then just scoot your butt back so it feels like it's really nice and solid in your seat. Take a second to wriggle out your shoulders, and then we're going to take a nice big breath. Open your arms wide, lift your chest, let your ribs flare, let everything open up, look to the sky. And then as you exhale, bring it into a little hug. One hand stacks on top of the other. Grab your shoulders, draw the shoulders down, pull your abdominal muscles in, round the upper back body, tuck your chin into your chest, take a nice big breath here. One more breath. Wonderful. When you're ready, inhale, lift up, open your arms wide, open your chest. And then the other hand is going to come on top. Give yourself that nice hug. Catch your shoulders, pull the shoulders down, pull the abdominal muscles in, round the upper back body, tuck your chin into your chest, and then come back into your breath. Notice your breath here. Hopefully you feel the breath in the back of the shoulder blades. One more breath. Beautiful. When you're ready, inhale, lift your elbows up, open your arms wide, open your chest. Nice. And then we're going to take the left hand and reach it behind, like you're patting yourself on the back. Take your other hand and see if you can just catch hold of the elbow. Then you're going to hug it in just a little bit tighter to the point that feels good to you or your shoulder feels happy about. And then take 3 side bends here, keeping that hold on the elbow and just leaning in and then bringing it back up. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, release, float the arms down, give them a good shrug around. And then we're going to take that to the other side. So your other hand's going to reach up, pat yourself on the back, catch that elbow, hug it in just a little bit further if that feels available and comfortable. And then when you're ready, take that side bend and bring it back up. Side bend and bring it back up. Nice. One more just like that. Beautiful. And then release your catch from your elbow, float your hands down, give it a couple of good shrugs of the shoulders. And now we're going to take it into our fingers. So you're going to take your fingertips to the inside of the thumb, and then we're going to start to flick the fingers. Get a nice rhythm going. And you can always bring them up to your ears so you can really pay attention to the sound that your fingers flicking against the thumbs are making. And then you'll start to notice as you get more into this and more vigorous with your flicking of the fingers, you might get fatigued in the hand. So just go as fast as you can with as much of a rhythm as you can. Maybe even close your eyes down for a moment just to tune in and listen. And then start to notice, does one hand get a little bit more fatigued than the other? Notice the muscular action in your forearms. Take 1 or 2 more good flicks of those fingers and then give everything a good shake. Whew, shake out those wrists, shake out those arms, let everything kind of have a nice good jiggle. And then let's take that shake down into one leg. So keep shaking your arms, shake one leg out real good. Keep shaking those arms and shake out your other leg real good. Lovely. And then set that foot down, let your hands float down. And then just for a moment, notice your arms and notice your hands. Take one more quiet breath here just to notice. Wonderful. And then drop your left ear over to your left shoulder. Just let it get nice and heavy here. If it feels good, you're going to reach your hand up. So where your ear is dropped, that's the hand that's going to reach up and over across the head, and just let the weight of your hand rest on your head. Cool. And then we're going to rotate the head. So you might pick up your hand, turn your nose down towards your armpit, and then reposition your hand on the back of your head and just let the weight of your hand rest on the head. So we're not trying to pull the head down or yanking against the neck muscles. We just want a little bit of weight to add a little depth to that stretch. Awesome. When you're ready, you're going to lift your hand slightly away, roll it back so the ear is back to the shoulder. Let your hand rest one more time. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then lift your hand away, float your head up to center, pause just for a moment and notice how one side of the neck might feel a little different than the other. And then take it over to the other side. Drop your ear down. Pause there for a second. Nice. And then the same hand that you're angled towards, that hand is going to reach up over and across, and then just let the hand rest on your head. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, you'll lift your hand slightly, turn your head so that your nose is down towards your armpit, and then reposition your hand so it's just resting on the back of your head. Lift your hand off slightly, rotate your ear back to the shoulder, let your hand rest one more time. Nice. And then release your hand, lift your head up to a neutral position, maybe give your shoulders and your head a little swivel around. And then we're going to reach over and grab underneath our left leg. Pick that leg up, draw it in a couple of circles, go in one direction. And then draw those circles, go the other way. Beautiful. Hug it in towards your chest, give one nice little squeeze, and then release it to a slightly more neutral place and just bring a little hinge to your knee. Swing your foot forward and back. Nice. One more little swing forward and back, and then you'll release your grab from your leg. Float that foot down. Take an inhale. Lift the toes and the balls of the foot. Float the foot down. Press into the ball of the foot. Lift the heel up. Float the heel down, and then grab hold of the other leg. Pick it up. Bring it in for a little squeeze. Draw that knee in circles. Go in one direction. And then draw your knee in circles. Go the other way. Nice. And then bring it back to a more neutral place, and then find that little swing of the foot, just letting the foot swing forward and back. Awesome. And then set that foot down on an inhale. Peel the toes and the ball of the foot up. Float that down. Pick up the heel. And then float your heel down. Beautiful. Scoot your butt way back in your seat. Get nice and comfortable. Sit all the way back into your seat, and then just find a moment to just wiggle it all out. Let your feet find a nice comfortable place. Make sure your hair and your clothes are in a comfortable position. And then once you found your way there, with your hands resting gently on your thighs, we're just going to come back to the head and the neck. You're going to inhale and gently lift your chin up, not maybe as big as you normally would go if you were sitting upright. And then draw your chin down just a little bit. Inhale and let your chin lift up slightly. Exhale, tuck your chin down slightly. Inhale and lift your chin up. Exhale to tuck your chin down. And then finding a neutral position with the head, and we're going to come back to those gentle circles. So draw some gentle circles with your nose, just about a little 1-inch circle. Once you have that rhythm of the turning of your head, maybe allow your eyes to close down. Invite a gentle softness into your jaw, into your cheekbones, into your temples, and the space between your eyes. And then when you're ready, take those circles and draw them in the other direction. Take a moment to find that smooth rhythm of the turn of your head. And then find that softness again. Soften your jaw, soften your cheekbones, soften your temples, soften the space between your eyes. Take 1 or 2 more turns around, and then let everything come to stillness and find your little seated Shavasana. So just let everything get super soft and heavy in your chair. Eyes closed down or soft gaze, maybe just looking down at the floor, whichever feels more appropriate to you. Invite a sense of soft heaviness into your feet, a soft heaviness into your knees and your thighs. Hips are soft and heavy in your chair, releasing any tension you might be holding in your bum. And then invite that softness into your belly, your back, and your shoulders. Start to bring your awareness back into your body. Let your awareness come down to your toes and your feet, and just give your toes a little wiggle, or just kind of mush your feet around. Just let them move in any organic way, keeping your eyes closed if you can. So you just tune in. Notice what feels good in your feet. How does it feel to move them around? And what feels like a nice position to kind of wake them back up. And then maybe bring that back up into the ankle and the knee joint. So maybe you pick your feet up away from the floor, move your ankles, gently move your knees just a little bit. Sweet, and then float your feet down if you had them lifted up, and then just take a couple of gentle marches of the knees. So just lift one knee up and then the other. Nice. And then on your next inhale, just lift your back away from your seat. Eyes opened or closed, totally up to you. But walk yourself forward in your seat so you just have that nice solid foundation. Feet on the ground, butt solid in the feet on your seat, and then lifting up through the top of your head. So you have that nice tall lifted spine. And then once you're there, maybe you close your eyes down just for a second. Flip your palms so that they're open facing the ceiling. And on an inhale, you're just going to roll the fingers into a little fist and give a little squeeze. And then roll the fingers back out and just stretch nice and big through the fingers. Inhale, roll the fingers in, give a little squeeze. Exhale, roll the fingers out and then stretch the fingers wide. Nice. Do that one more time. Roll the fingers in, give a little squeeze. Roll the fingers out, stretch the fingers, give them a little soft, gentle shake. And then we're going to take it into Ganesha Mudra to finish. So start by bringing your prayer hands together, and then you're going to pivot your hands so that your fingertips are pointing in opposite directions of each other. So we're going to find that maneuver first. And then once you're palm to palm, but the fingers are in opposite directions, you're going to slide the hands in and get a little catch. So you're going to curl the fingers in around each other. And then you're going to bring that nice little wrap of your hands right in front of your heart center. And close your eyes down. Take a moment here to just breathe in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and for all of your hard work. And then with this Ganesha Mudra, maybe just set an intention to destroy any obstacles that get in the way of you shining your best light out in the world. When you feel ready, release that mudra, hands to heart center in prayer, bow your head to your heart. I send my love and gratitude out to you. Thank you so much for sharing your morning with me. Gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Thanks for playing with my new funky little transition. I promise you will